Thank you for clicking on the video. I am Marcus, the 40-bit father, and today we have the follow-up to my Mizutsune Hunt in monsterhunterrise, but this time we're hunting it in wilds after the TU1 update. Now I gotta be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. This fight was super easy. Could the discourse of the game be true? Is wilds too easy, or is it just a bit more accessible to newcomers? Whatever the case, it could be the fact that we have our in-game builds. It could be the fact that we have more experience. Me personally, I have my lance build this time around, so it's a lot more defensive, and I just have an overall better understanding of how my skills work. Now, Mizutsune itself does have a few new moves. Most noticeable is the new fire bubble, but I gotta be honest, I think I didn't take bubbleblight throughout the whole fight. It was over before I knew it. Mizutsune is still a fun monster, still beautiful, even more beautiful now. The graphics of the bubbles, the overall feel, and I'm hearing that the tempered version is actually a problem. I haven't faced the tempered version myself just yet. I'm still grinding my Zoe armor. Stay tuned for that video. Today I have my lance build. I'm gonna go over all the details with you. It's kind of a meta slash off meta build. I decided to use pieces of Arkveld, kind of going away from the gore build. I know everyone uses the gore build with frenzy and antivirus. I decided to just do this defensive, a little bit of offensive, a good mix, vampire lifesteal-ish type thing. It's a pretty good build. Now let's get right into it. Now right off the bat, you can see my drip, my purple to represent my brand. And I just love that Arkveld set. It's very beautiful. Do a little spin, show it off. And as you can see, I have my Artian weapon. The way I have it set up right now is I have offensive guard, and critical boost. But sometimes I swap out that critical boost for guard up depending on who I'm fighting. For instance, if in the case of fighting Xochitl, who has a lot of unblockable attacks. Now my Artian weapon itself is a paralysis status, and it has almost a perfect build. I just have that double sharpness. If I would have had another affinity or attack instead, that would have been perfect, but I still keep it and I use it because it actually replaces the need for razor sharp. I could keep going, of course, but I feel like there's no need right now. Now looking at the overall build, you see I have a good mix of defense and offense. I have Wex, of course, Constitution. I'll tell you more why I chose that. Maximum Might, Divine Blessing for defense, a little bit of defense boost, recovery speed. These are all things that keep me topped off because I am a tank and I want to play defensively. I don't want to have to worry about stopping to use potions and things like that. And the only time I need to pull back is when I need to sharpen my weapon. Now I have Flayer and Partbreaker. That's because of one of the pieces I have, and also antivirus and flinch free. Don't really need those, but again, it's because of the gore legs, and the reason I chose the gore legs is because of the Decos. And then I slotted in shock absorber simply because all those longsword users out there are always tripping me up when they don't have it on. Hasten recovery, of course, that gives me health regen just by attacking, and decimator, that gives me health regen whenever you break a wound. And my secondary weapon pretty much has the same setup as my Artian: offensive guard, and crit boost, which again I can swap depending on the situation. Now as I pan down the rest of the build, let me just talk about why I chose Constitution. The main reason is because when you're playing Lance, there is a move called a power guard. The power guard continuously drains your stamina when you're in that position. So if you're trying to predict a move, but you don't really know when it's going to hit you, it's good to have lots of stamina to kind of compensate for that. Once you get hit, you can retaliate with the Grand Retribution Thrust, which is one of the best moves in the Lance's kit. For me, that's like great. You can swap out Constitution for Counter-Strike or any other kind of defensive or offensive move if you prefer, but this just works for me and my play style. Also have a little bit of burst. Always got to have burst on pretty much every build that is meta. And I go with the Rocksteady mantle instead of the Corrupted mantle, and this is pre-nerf. Again, that's just my playstyle. I like to be tanky. I like to go in toe to toe with the monster. So sometimes I throw in that Rocksteady mantle and just hold my ground. Now, without further ado, here is the hunt. I'm not going to talk a lot during the hunt. I'm just going to let it play in the background and let you guys witness how I absolutely destroyed Mitsu. And I'll be back at the end to talk more about our next video.
like it's moving to a new area.
What do you suppose this is? It looks quite old.
A little gathering goes a long way. Mind if I hop on? Can't go back after riding one of these. I'll just hop on.
And there it is. As you can see, Mitsu got absolutely destroyed. Not a problem at all for me. It was still a fun fight, and I still appreciate, you know, just the way the monster looks is so detailed. They somehow made her look even more beautiful than before. The bubbles, the graphics, the overall feel. Look at those scales. Look at those scale feather things. That's a callback from the first video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you stuck around this far, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. I will have more videos coming of Monster Hunter Wilds. Probably gonna document my whole Shia grind, trying to get that new drip. And yeah, stay locked in for more. And again, thank you guys so much. I'm just gonna play a little B-roll in the background, and I will see you in the next video.
So much for taking care of the Mizutsune. Now the What's fishing spot will be safe. And that means they'll be able to eat.
Fisher fellow, good lord.
I guess the Scarlet Forest monster ecology is even more diverse than we thought. I'll be sure to make a note of that in my report about Mizutsune. We need to do more research on the ecological distribution here. I'm sure we can find a better way for the Mizutsune population and woodwets to coexist. Agreed. So, now that this investigation is over, what should we do next?
Fish around!
Sounds great to me.